Let me see if this works. Okay, great. It works now. So, where was I? So, this is, yeah, this is a temple in Jaipur, Radha Govindaji. A lot of people come in the morning, early morning. There was a very rich businessman. Every day he would come. He came for morning 5 o'clock Aarti. He was performing Aarti. He was just singing Aarti. His servant came. Our godown got fire. Please come. And most of those are these Rajasthani people. So he said, Bhagwan ne diya, Bhagwan ne liya. Anyway, I'll come. Let the Aarti finish. Aarti finished and he went. He saw his whole factory got burned. And then he again said, Bhagwan ne diya, Bhagwan ne liya. Came back to Aarti. This is detachment. How you get detachment? When you don't hesitate to give. A very important quality I've realized personally in my life, when your hands open up to give, you get detached. If something happens, you don't get any. Oh, Krishna gave, Krishna took. It's beautiful. This is devotee, right? That's what I was giving. So these three things should never be given. So what is that? They must be performed. Indeed, sacrifice. This is right. So let's move to the next verse. Text 6. Etani api tu karmani
एतानि अपि तु कर्माणि
sangam tyaktva falani cha
सङ्गं त्यक्त्वा फलानि च
kartavyan yaniti me partha
कर्तव्यानीति मे पार्थ
nischitam matam uttamam.
निश्चितं मतम् उत्तमम्.
Can you read the translation?
All these activities should be performed without attachment or any expectation of result. They should be performed as a matter of duty. O son of Kruta, this is my final opinion.
What is renunciation? All these activities should be performed without attachment. What activities? If you go back to previous verse, Krishna says sacrifice, charity, and penance. How they should be performed? They should be performed as a matter of duty and not getting attached to it, not getting attached to the result. What will I get out of it? Right? This is called a renunciation. Tyaga. Tyaga does not mean, oh, I'll not eat today or something. Any activity you perform, you don't expect what is going to come out of it. Then that is actually real renunciation. Prabhupada mentions in the purport, although all sacrifices are purifying, one should not expect any result in any such performance. Why do you do yajna at home? To purify the home, so that I can keep this house for a longer period of time. Why do you do kar puja? So that the accident don't happen. Intention is what? Should we do it or should do that? But ideally, we want to come to a point of platform. This should be used in Krishna's service. I am not the proprietor. One time, my Shiksha Guru, he showed me his copy book, whatever Bhagavad Gita. You know what was like? Generally, we write our name on the book. Why? Because it gets mixed up, right? You write it. You know, very interesting. And first time I saw, he wrote under the care of Bala Govinda Das. What is that? I am not the proprietor. I am a caretaker. Beautiful. I was just amazed. These are small things, but change the mentality of a person. Under the care of. When my daughter heard that, she calls whatever room she is sleeping in, she doesn't call it my room. She says Radharani's room. Because that's not, this is small, but it's a mentality which has to change. I am not the karta, I am not the doer, I am not the maintainer, I do not possess that. Make sense?
Yes.
Right? Although all sacrifice, one should not expect any result of such performance. In other words, all sacrifice which are meant for material advancement in life should be given up. But sacrifice that purify one's existence and elevate one to spiritual plane should not be stopped. We should stop everything mundane, but the activity should not be performed. Activity should be purified. Everything that lead to Krishna consciousness must be encouraged. In Srimad Bhagavatam also to say that any activity which leads to devotional service to the Lord should be accepted. Any questions or comments, Prabhu?
Hmm.
Okay, let's read text 7. Sorry, I forgot I'm not sharing. I'm sharing. Okay, sorry. Okay, let's read text 7. Niyatasya tu sannyasah
यतस्य तु संन्यासः
कर्मणो नो पापद्यते.
कर्मणो कर्मणो
Papa-
नोपपद्यते
Thank you. Mohatasya yagas
मोहतस्य परित्यागः
parityagas. Thank you, Prabhu. Tamasa parikirti kirtitaha.
तमसा परिकीर्तितः
Prescribed duty should never be renounced. If one gives up his prescribed duty because of illusion, such renunciation is said to be in mode of ignorance. Right? A lot of people, what happens? They think anybody who's joining the temple, he like doesn't know anything. He lost everything, and that's why he joined the
Yeah.
temple. Right? People have the tendency, because at least I also had the tendency before coming to ISKCON, that they are losers. That's why they just join like that.
They don't know. I mean, they don't
Yeah,
know,
they don't know how to maintain, they don't know how to, but that's not reality. I was amazed when I came to ISKCON. Most of the brahmachari were like IITians. I can't even go to IIT, to be honest. I know my level, I can't even appear for entrance. What to talk about entering into IIT? So highly intellectual, right? The reality which I want to share here is the prescribed duty. Why they are renouncing? Because they want to serve Krishna full time. Not that they are the loser, that's why they are giving up. Am I making sense so far? Right? If one gives up prescribed duty because of illusion, such renunciation said be in mode of goodness. Prabhupada mentions work for material satisfaction must be given up. It's not about cloth or anything like that. The purpose is material satisfaction must be given up. I don't have to wear orange clothes. It's okay to be grasta maintaining a family. But what we need to do is work for material satisfaction. I want a bigger car. I want a bigger, like I was just talking to another friend who said nowadays, like he bought a car, he was like 50,000. I'm like, really? A basic car 50K now? That's ridiculous. How why would I really need that? The point is that for getting a bigger car or bigger facilities, I work hard and then I struggle hard. And then when I don't get that much salary, then I struggle on top of it.
exactly.
Right? If you remember, when you have one bedroom apartment, a two-bedroom apartment, hardly you pay anything. Hardly your necessities are on. Even furniture is very limited when we buy home. Like I'm struggling to be honest. So many things. And when you move from one place to
Yeah.
another place, that is, oh man, do I have to do again packing, unpacking, packing, unpacking. Right? So when we keep our life simple, I have to personally work on it. It just reduce our necessities of life, and then it is easier to live and easier to be detached. Oh, someone does like that, or someone did like that, right? But activities which promote one to spiritual activity, like cooking for the Supreme Personality of God and offering the food to the Lord, and then accepting the food, are recommended. You don't have to fast. Ekadashi, except Ekadashi, you cook palatable. You have pizza, pasta, lasagna, whatever you want. This is the beauty of Krishna consciousness. When you see the other this thing, Jnana Yoga, water also they take once in 7 days. What to talk about eating? Eating is like bare minimal, just roots and berries, and that also what you get in the forest. Here you get everything. You want pasta, lasagna, everything, but it has to be offered to Krishna. Then it should become a prasad. Cooking for oneself is prohibited, but cooking for the Supreme Lord is not prohibited. Similarly, sannyasi may perform a marriage ceremony to help the disciple in advancement of Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada did that. A lot of sannyasi would criticize, how can you conduct marriage? But this is for their welfare in Krishna consciousness, not to earn money out of it, right? That's the important about renunciation. Otherwise, it's in mode of ignorance. Dukkham iti eva yat karma
दुःखम् इति एव यत्कर्म
Kaya klesha bhayati tyajit.
Kaya klesha bhayat tyajit.
Sukritva rajasam tyagam.
Sakrutva rajasam tyagam.
Naiva tyaga phalam labet.
Naiva tyaga phalam labet.
Can you read the translation?
Anyone who gives up prescribed duties as troublesome or out of fear of bodily discomfort is said to have renounced in the mode of passion. Such actions never leads to the elevation of renunciation.
Why don't I want to work? Because I'm lazy, right? Or why don't I want to say cook? Maybe my hand get burnt. I don't know. This is passion. I don't want to do anything because I want to be afraid of my bodily discomfort. Why am I not able to wake up or whatever it is? Why I don't want to be bhakti? Yeah, I will lose my other time. Where will I do other activities? I need time for those activities. Where will I do that? Right? One who is Krishna conscious should not give up earning money out of fear that he's performing fruitive activities. Am I making sense? You can never get away. Oh, fruitive activity is a problem. I'll stop working. No, whatever you are earning, offer the fruit of that to Krishna. Right? If by working one can engage his money in Krishna consciousness, or by rising early in the morning one can advance his transcendental Krishna consciousness, one should not desist out of fear or because such activities are considered troublesome. I'll tell you, in my years of Krishna consciousness, morning program was the toughest task one. I don't want to wake up. How's that? I have to wake up and take a bath on top of it. So one should really give up that weakness of heart. We call it as weakness of heart. The heart is weak. Problem is not that I can't do it, but we feel I can't. Our capacity is there, but we reduce our capacity. I can't do it. It's a weakness of heart. One should overcome with weakness of heart. How you can overcome the weakness of heart? By coming in association of people who are very strong in practicing bhakti. They give you that impetus to go an extra mile. I'll give you one example. I could never chant for throughout my Krishna conscious life. Like I joined in 2008, this is 24, so whatever, 16 years. Never, maximum rounds per day was 50. Maximum. Could never cross to 64. 64 was like, man, I could never do. I had a weakness of heart. When I came for Haridas Thakur's disappearance day, we want to do 190. 192? Man, 64 I couldn't do. What is 192? I can't do it. I can't do it. Prabhu asked my son, this is a couple of years back. This is third year we have been, or fourth year we have been doing. The first year I was not willing to. Wow, no, I will not be able to do it. Asked my son, yes, I'll do it. Or he can do it. Why can't I do it? My wife says yes. Why can't I do it? And when I did it, I developed that fear, and now I can chant 192. Next year again, that becomes a fear. I can't do 192. I should. I Another one said 200. No, I can't do 200. Maximum 192. It's always raising your bar. That's we have to get away with this fear, weakness of heart. Such renunciation is in the mode of passion. The result of passion work is always miserable. If person renounces work in that spirit, he never gets the result of renunciation. Very important. You don't get the result only. Any questions or comment?
No.
Okay, ninth verse. Karyam iti eva yat karma
Karyam iti eva yat karma.
niyatam kriyate arjuna
Niyatam kriyate Arjuna.
sangam tyaktva phalam chaiva
Sangam tyaktva phalam chaiva.
satyaga satviko mataha.
Satyaga satviko mataha.
Can you read the translation?
O Arjuna, when one performs his prescribed duty only because it ought to be done, and renounces all material association and all attachment to the fruit, his renunciation is said to be in the mode of goodness.
What is in mode of goodness? When you renounce all material association, you are doing it because it has to be done, and you are not attached to the fruit of it. Right? That is renunciation in goodness. Prabhupada mentions prescribed duty must be performed with the mentality one should act without attachment. For the result, he should be disassociated from modes of work. Any comments? Okay, let's read text 10. Na dvesti akushalam karma
Madhyesti akushalam karma
kushale nanusajjate kushale
kushale nanu hajjate
tyagi satva samavisto
tyagi sattva samavisto
मेधावी चीन संशयः.
मेधावी चित्त संशयः.
The intelligent renouns are very interesting. Situated in mode of goodness, neither hateful for inauspicious work nor attached to auspicious work, has no doubts about work. This is very interesting perspective. Not only being detached from those activities, but also not being hateful about inauspicious work. This is very interesting. What is the result? The this thing hateful about inauspicious work. Hey, this guy is doing tucha. People, when you come to devotional life, you feel other people when they are doing certain activities, we disgrace them about those activities. Look at them. This is useless. True renunciation is doesn't even compare that part. What does he doing? He is neither hateful for auspicious work nor attached to auspicious work. Very interesting. That is the mentality one should have. Prabhupada mentions a person in Krishna consciousness or mode of goodness does not hate anyone or anything which troubles his body. Jesus Christ, he was being crucified one day before. Very interesting thing. This is a very, one should also know the other philosophy. Jesus Christ, one day before he was being crucified, he called his disciples and he washed everyone's feet. Alright, what are you doing? I am asking you, let me wash. So one disciple asked him, why are you asking? This is not good for you. He said, I want to teach you how you should treat your God brothers. Because tomorrow I'm going to be crucified and one of you will crucify me. Can you imagine? One of the disciples is crucifying Jesus Christ. And what is he saying? Whatever they are doing, please forgive them, Lord. They don't know what they are doing. Haridas Thakur was beaten in 22 marketplaces, dragging and beating with hunters. Not a single complaint. He is praying to Lord, please forgive these people who are trying to kill me. Very, very high level of platform. We can't practice that. But we should understand this is the ideal place I want to get into. Make sense? Right? Who trouble, he does not work in proper place. He does not work in a proper place or at the proper time without fearing the troublesome effects of his duty. Such a person situated in transcendence should be understood to be most intelligent beyond all doubts and his activities. Very high level platform. Text 11. Nahi deha brata sakyam
Nahi deha vrta sakyam
tyaktum tyaktum karmani ase sataha
tyaktam karmanyaseshatah
yastu karma phala tyagi
yastu karma phalatyagi
satyagiti adibhi abhidiyate.
satyagitya abhidiyate.
Can you read the translation?
It is indeed impossible for an embodied being to give up all activities, but he who renounces the fruits of action is called one who has truly renounced.
Yeah, not leaving the work, performing the work, but in detached mode. There is um, there is a Falgu Vairagya and there is a Yukta Vairagya. These are two opposite terms. Falgu Vairagya means what? Sanatan Goswami, when he was there, he was a mendicant, like a brahmachari, doesn't have any possession. He had deities, small deities, Radha Madan Mohan. He was just serving them under the tree. And he would feed them whatever bhiksha he will collect, and then he will roti and apply the roti, he will give it to Lord. The Lord one time complained, at least give me salt to eat with the chapati. And Sanatan Goswami says, you're expecting too much. I don't have that much. So again, that was his reciprocation. So one person came. I want to give you something. I don't need anything. Sanatan Goswami. I really want to give something. Please, I have a lot of, because one time there was a rich merchant. Earlier times, people used to go, these merchants would go in the boat from one place to another place to sell the stuff, and they will earn a lot of money, which is, we call it as today's world now, import export, right?
Yeah.
Earlier time, they used to carry themselves. So there was one merchant. His boat got stuck in the water of Yamuna. And during that time, even dacoits were there in the forest. So he was like very scared. So he saw in the far distance there was some light, maybe lamp was burning. So he came to Sanatan Goswami and rendered some service to Sanatan Goswami. And Sanatan Goswami, how come you're here? My boat is stuck. Okay. He just raised his eyebrow or raised his hand. The boat got released from there. So this merchant became his disciple actually. Went in, sold all his stock, whatever money he brought and whatever he earned, he came back to Sanatan Goswami to give. I want to give you this. I don't want anything. Can you imagine, bro? A person who is living in the forest, have nothing, no possessions. Sometimes he's struggling even to get something to eat. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, if you want to give something, build a temple for Radha Madan Mohan. This is called as Yukta Vairagya. Vairagya is what? Renunciation. What is Falgu Vairagya? I don't want to touch this. Falgu Vairagya. I don't want to touch. Money is my, I don't want to touch that. Take it from here. I don't want to touch. Using that money in Krishna's service is Yukta Vairagya. Money is not a problem. Attachment to money is a problem. Right? So you'd be detached by giving that money to Krishna, right? That's the whole idea about this thing. So one who actually does not enjoy the fruits, who offers everything to Krishna, is actually a renouncer. There are many members of International Society of Krishna Consciousness who work very hard in their office or in factory or some other place, or whatever they earn, they give it to society. A lot of people, bro. Huge. Henry Ford, the Ford company's owner, he built a huge, massive temple in Mayapur. You should go there once, 4 hours from Calcutta. Multi-billion-dollar project. His whole life is around building that temple. One time only Prabhupada told him, build a temple for me. He built it. He's building it. So that's the whole idea. Right? I think today's last verse, 12th verse. Anistam istam mishram cha
Anistam misram cha
trividam karmana phalam
trividam karmana phalam
bhavati atyaginam pretya
bhavati atyaginam pretya
nato sannyasinam kvachit.
natu
Kwasit.
sanyasinam kvachit.
For one who is not renounced, what is that? For one who is not renounced, the threefold fruits of action, desirable, undesirable, mixed, accrue after death. What is that? Meaning karma. Even if you do charity, even if you do austerity, but if you do attachment with the phala, whether it is desirable, which is, oh, I want to go to heavenly planet, undesirable, oh, I don't want to go to hellish planet, and mixed, accrue after death. You have to come there. But those who are in the renounced order of life have no such result to suffer or enjoy. Ultimately, we have to come to the platform of not performing any karma or vikarma. We want to come to the platform where every action of us is bhakti. Every action. Make sense, Prabhuji? I think with that, we will continue text 13 from text 13 next week. Any questions or comments? Okay, if there is none, we will stop here. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Shila Prabhupada ki jai, Samaveda Gaura Bhaktavinda ki